What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another draft video. The Premier League starts today. Well, Man United against Fulham was yesterday, but the Premier League starts today. And so to celebrate football being back, I'm so excited. We are going to attempt to build the highest rated Premier League draft. That is right. We are going to take Premier League players only. I have a feeling, I mean, that's not a good, not a good start. That's not a bad start, Bailey, because he's got striker. I have a feeling we can probably get as high as like a 1-2-8. What I will say is Premier League icons and Premier League heroes do also count in this one. And of course, if you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to like the video. It lets me know and YouTube know that you're enjoying the content and we'll give you more. And so on this occasion, Awinga has to go and Lineker has to go into the draft. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, I don't know where my train of thought went there. I was interrupted. And here we are. We're on this pick. We're taking Timo Werner. Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Premier League starts today. Who do you support in the comment section? You don't have to support Premier League team. And how was your transfer window? So, our cam is going to be Bruno Fernandes. Not too bad so far for this team. We can get Leon Bailey at striker. We don't have a cam though, but Timo Werner can come out. In at centre mid, I mean, listen, a nice amount of options there. Dendonka, Jensen, Dewsbury Hall, we'll take him. I don't even need to worry about like nations or anything like that because if we've got a full Prem 11, it's going to be good. And look at that. 97. He's so uncommon in draft. So for him to come here now, 97 rated. I don't know if it has his, oh, it does have his icon profile. There you go. Look at that. 9 years at Arsenal, the most games. So he is undoubtedly a Premier League icon for sure. 97. Patrick Vieira in that centre midfield role. And then, ooh, has he got icon profile too? Yeah. How long did he spend at Chelsea? 217 games. So probably based on total games, French League for Makelele. But based on most games for a particular club in a particular league, we'll take Cloud Makelele there. We'll pop him into that CDM spot. Not too bad. In at centre-back, we are going to have to go with Pau Torres, but 86 rated. I'm starting to wobble on my belief that we can get a 1-2-7 with this. Interesting here, isn't it? Because Calafiori now plays for Arsenal, and so I believe De Ligt is now an official Man United player. So we'll pop De Ligt in there. There was no actual Premier League players there, so we'll pop De Ligt in there. And then in at left back, we've got Robertson and Emerson. Emerson being 89 rated, delightful. And then in goal, Oblak, Dudek, Unai Simon, Campos and Majeki. We will go with Jerzy Dudek, Premier League proven, and has that Premier League badge on his club, on his card as well. So I think this is reasonable and fair, isn't it? So far what we've got. De Ligt is a Premier League player right now, even though he doesn't have a Premier League card right there. We have no Premier League goalkeepers here, so we'll just take the highest rated. But I will endeavour to put every Premier League player that I can on the bench and in the reserves. We've got ourselves Postinia, Braida, Cuivisto, Afu, who certainly did not play in the Premier League, and Frankowski. We'll go with Cuivisto. She's technically a Premier League player, if not the kind of Premier League player that we really want. Not that I think there's anything wrong with the female Premier League players. I was just in my head, I had men's Premier League for this one. So that's where we're at. We've got Castagne can go in there. And actually, we will pop him in at right back. Just to get our chemistry up to 33 out of 33. And yeah, definitely. Ooh, take DR. Did Haji 1 year in the Premier League? I can't remember exactly. What about Zico? I don't think Zico did. No, he definitely didn't. I feel like Haji might have done, but we'll take Diaby because I don't want to be wrong. Diaby doesn't get into the starting 11. We've got Pavel Nedved. Don't think he did either, did he? No. For some reason, he strikes me as the sort of player that would have played for Chelsea Now, Haji did not. Also, for some reason, strikes me as the sort of player that would have played for Chelsea. Luis Alberto, we've got Connolly. We will take her. We'll take the female Premier League players if they're there, opposed to just like the highest rated. I want this to be like a fair situation where we're like, yeah, that makes sense. On this situation, we will take Ruud Gullit. He did play for Chelsea, 3 years there at Chelsea. And we've also got Gianfranco Zola here, who also played for Chelsea. Wow, he played a lot of games, Zola, didn't he? Look at that. Only 35 games for Italy. That's quite interesting. We're going to take Gullit on this occasion, though. And we'll pop him in there over Dewsbury Hall. And then we will take Nemanja Vidic. Obviously, he spent a large portion of his career at Manchester United. 8 years there. Isn't that interesting? He played for Yugoslavia, Serbia and Montenegro before they split, and then Serbia. 3 nations. That's very peculiar. What we'll do is we'll pop him in over De Ligt. Because even though De Ligt is an official Premier League player, it's not a Premier League card there. And again, I want this to be like a fair and reasonable setup. So here, obviously, Eric Cantona. I don't know if it has icon profile here. Spent 5 years at Manchester United, 1 year at Leeds. So Premier League proven. And we'll pop him in over Bailey. Not that it matters. They're both the same rating. And we'll take off Oblak there. So the bench is now officially full of Premier League players. The starting 11 is now officially full of Premier League players. I'm actually waning on De Ligt. He's a Premier League player. Might have a Bayern Munich badge there, but he's a Premier League player. We're going to pop him in there. We're going to do that. We've got 96 Zico. We've already looked at him. Nothing doing for him. Cherby. Now, Leroy Sané used to play in the Premier League, but none of those are Premier League players. Zico can't even go on the bench, though. That's our bench secured. We've got Jairo, Karchawi, Alvarez. Now, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I'm here saying we're going to use De Ligt because he is a Premier League player, even though he hasn't got a Premier League card. Yet Alvarez is no longer a Premier League player, but he's got a Premier League card. So I'm gonna swing that one in my favour. Alvarez is going to go onto the bench. We've got 2 more picks to go in this draft, and we've got Lobotka, Patrick Guijaro, Messi, Zinchenko, and Eusebio. We will take good old Zinchenko. We can't get him into the starting 11, but we can pop him on the bench there, which does get us to a 1-2-3. Miles off the 1-2-7 that I thought we might be able to get. I did think that we would see some really huge players. We have got 94 Munoz here, which is great because he takes out Castagne, who doesn't have to come onto the bench either, which means we're up at a 1-2-4. This is our first attempt for today, guys. I think because we've got a little bit more to do in each draft here, we're going to do just 3 attempts today instead of 4 attempts. But attempt number 1 is a 1-2-4. Let's get into attempt number 2. If you want to be able to afford the best players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EAFC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. They already offer some of the best prices out there, but you can get an extra 6% off using promo code NEP at checkout. All right, guys, here we go with attempt number 2. Let's take a wildly different formation this time. Yeah, we'll do one with wingers. We'll go for the 4-3-3 holding. Of course, that Casemiro is good for that CDM spot. Our captains, we've got some players here. We've got Nkunku or Ødegaard. Nkunku's got a 92 rated that pops quite regularly. Ødegaard's team of the season almost never pops. So we'll take Martin Ødegaard for that centre midfield role. In at right wing. Oh, yes, please. I mean, what a selection, first of all. 97 Hansen's nice. 93 Almiron would be good for this experiment as well. 95 Palistri would be great here as well. But of course, George Best, guys, doesn't have his icon profile there. But a Premier League icon, absolutely, and a huge addition to the team. And although he only spent 1 year at Arsenal and 1 year at West Ham, Davor Suker is Premier League proven, and so will go into that striker spot as well. In at left wing, Gary Lineker again. Love that. I don't think it has the icon profile there. I don't know how long he spent in Spain. Did he play in Italy as well, potentially? But, of course, Gary Lineker is a Premier League proven icon. And then in at centre midfield, delightful, delightful. This is more like what I had in my head when I said, oh, we're going to hit a 1-2-7, because this is just beautiful at this point. In at CDM, we've got Oberdorf, Zakaria, Lemuel. Iris Arnaez and Rudiger. Of course, Rudiger did used to play in the Premier League, but he doesn't anymore. So we'll take Oberdorf there. I doubt she'll get on the bench or reserves, but just for the sake of argument for right now, that's fine. Leif Davis, even though this card is a championship card, is now technically a Premier League player. Ipswich got promoted. They're in the Premier League. He's a Premier League player. So we will pop him into that left back role. Just nice like that. We have got Tomori, Millie Bright, Scales, Hincapié, and Mancini. Obviously, we'll go Bright on this occasion, but much like before, I do want to focus mostly on the men for these teams. Oh my days, that is delightful. 97 Konate. Do you know how rare he is in draft? We've actually, since we've been forcing Premier League players, we've seen some incredibly rare cards populate through these draft choices, which is really, really nice. We're going to go with Kieran Trippier here. Kyle Walker's obviously got a really high rated card. Carlos Alberto, I presume he spent his entire career in Brazil, right? No, a little bit in America as well, but mostly in Brazil. Kieran Trippier, a little bit higher rated than Kyle Walker there in the first place. And then in any case, Kyle Walker's got a really high rated card. So that would be nice. And then in goal, I mean, Mr. Peter Schmeichel spent most of his career at Manchester United. Also did a season at Villa and a season at City. That is a cracked draft by all accounts. Not just Premier League, but by any stretch of the imagination, that is a cracked draft. My 127 might come true. We have got no Premier League options here, which means Donnarumma can get himself on my bench. Love to see that. Next pick, Ufal, Chalobah, Senesi, Vernier, no. Spinazzola, no. We will go with Kufal. Do we have a centre-back option? No, we don't. We've got Oberdorf, but we need to take a CDM out there as well. We've got... Damn, that's a bit tough, isn't it? We'll go with Lamptey. Does have a better card. Maybe that was a bad choice. No Premier League player here. I don't believe Miroslav Klose played in the Premier League. Obviously, Alexis Sanchez did. St. Maximin did. But they don't now. And so we'll pop Miroslav Klose on the bench. We might end up with some non-Prem players on the bench here. We've got Sergio Busquets, Jari Litmanen, DeMarcus Beasley. Litmanen. Yeah, he played for Liverpool. He's got the Eredivisie badge, so we won't actually put him in the starting lineup. But instead of taking Sergio Busquets, who obviously never played in the Premier League, we'll take Jari Litmanen, who did play in the Premier League, but we won't use him as a Premier League option. Just again, I want this to be like a fair and reasonable setup. We've got Ferran Torres, Paulo Futre, Mukoko, John Barnes, and Eric Cantona. We'll take Cantona here. I know he's got a big 97 rated card. It rarely pops, though. So we'll pop another Premier League icon on that bench spot there. And then we've got Tella, Mertins, Alawaran, Candreva, and Sanchez. Al-Owaran can go on the bench. Al-Shabaab. What a guy. So, this is a 1-2-5 at the moment. Is my 1-2-7 going to be able to come true? We'll take Nkunku there. Doesn't fit into the team. He has to go on the bench, though, over Miroslav Klose. That's going to bring our rating down. This is a shame because that starting lineup's fully solid, isn't it? Nice. Jadon Sancho, 96. Look at that as well. Hansen and Mendy as options, but we'll obviously pop Jadon Sancho in there. We lose a bit of chemistry because of Oberdorf. Can't really use Gary Lineker either way. We'll pop Donnarumma off the bench. We don't have another CDM either, so just because I want it to be like fully legit, let's take Nkunku into that DM role. We've got Oberdorf and Alawaran as a matter of priority to get off of the bench. We've got 97 Dennis Bergkamp. Love to see that. It's barely an upgrade because we've got too many good attackers and that midfield is lacking a little bit. We'll take Oberdorf off. 2 more picks to go. Come on, give me a DM, man. Give me Casemiro. Oh, my days. Oh, what a selection of players. 99 Pele is there. 94 Messi is there. Nobody cares about him, really. 97 Rimeldo is there. But we've got to take Jeremy Doku. He goes on the bench over Alawaran. We're down at a 92. I mean, we can easily get this to be a 125 if we get a DM from the Prem. Do you know how frustrating this is? We're building those 99 rated drafts, guys, and we've just seen Pele and DePaul in the same. This would have been, if I'd have taken like that Ferland Mendy, the Pele, the DePaul, this genuinely would have been one of the biggest drafts I have ever put together. Unfortunately, let's take Litmanen off there. This is going to be worse than the last one because we don't have a CDM, which is real frustrating. That was a fun draft, though. That was a fun draft. Let's see what attempt number 3 brings. All right, guys, here we go with attempt number 3. What have we got? 4-5-1 attack, 4-3-3 defend, 4-4-1-1. I'm going to go with the 4-3-3 again because there's some really good Premier League wingers. Hopefully, we don't get as many... Yeah, we'll take Odegaard again to start. Hopefully, we don't get as many like good strikers and we instead get a few extra midfielders and such. We've got James, Asensio, Alawaran, Ascarino, and Dembele. We'll take James. Then at striker, Thierry Henry, Mr. Premier League himself. Let's go. Obviously had an insane time at Arsenal. We've got Barnes or Grealish here. I could take him, but like I say, I personally want to focus on the men's side of things here. And so obviously our best draft at the moment is actually a 1-2-3, which is a bit disappointing. But here we go. Okay, that's all right. Xabi Alonso, of course, spent many years at Liverpool. 5 years at Liverpool, 5 years at Real Madrid, 3 years at Bayern. What a player. What a player. Granit Xhaka there as well, quite ironic, isn't it? Because he's now managed by Xabi Alonso. And then we've got... This is a bit frustrating because both Ramirez and Torre have got much better versions. So has Mascherano, mind you. But of course, Mascherano used to play for West Ham and Liverpool. But most of his years at Barcelona... We will take Yaya Toure. It's good to get those Premier League centre mids in actually because they're nice and high rated. They're good for the chemistry, and if we want to get like a 1-2-4 or a 1-2-5, we're going to need that. Do we take James to link with James, or do we take 86 Trent? No, I'm going to take James because Trent's got a way higher card, like a way higher card to the point where I think it's worthwhile doing that. We'll take Collins there. Centre-back from Brentford. We shall obviously take here Gomez. We don't have any other choices. Lots of good centre-backs there, mind you. At least in this instance, take Fox there as well. At least in this instance, we're going to get full chemistry. We've got 32 out of 33. It's just Fox that doesn't have full chem, but we'll get full chemistry. So long as we can upgrade this rating a little bit, we should be able to break the 1-2-3 rating. Don't think Yashin ever played. We'll go with Zinsberger here. We'll even put Zinsberger in to give us a bit of better chemistry for the time being. I don't know what these picks are, but this is outrageous. Look how many gold cards are in this draft. This might even be one of the lowest rated drafts we have ever had. There is a better version of Trent at 87, but I am going to take 89 Vincent Kompany here. Just because he's a huge upgrade on Collins for that rating, which is very nice, of course. I will put Vlachodimos back in goal. What a selection of players. 98 Lo Celso is very good. We'll pop him in there over Martin Odegaard. Let's get Vlachodimos back in. Let's even get Saucy Pedro in at left back. I know he loses chemistry, but it's got to be done. Got to be done. I want this to be a 1-2-4, 1-2-5 or better. We have got Charlton, Man United, Preston. His career after that. Waterford, Newcastle, KB United, Perth and Blacktown City. But Charlton fits into the team. The problem is, it doesn't actually fit into the team unless we take out... No, he just doesn't fit into the team full stop, does he? He's got Cam and centre forward and we've got centre mid and striker. I was going to say we could put Henry at left wing, Lo Celso at striker, and that gives us space at centre mid, but Charlton's just going to be on the bench. Good news is we've got a full Prem bench so far and we're already 89 rated. We just need to sort that left back out. Bit frustrating. Johan Cruyff, obviously, never in the Prem. Omen is a no. Podolski used to play for Arsenal, but not good enough. Puskás, of course, never in the Prem. Barnes, of course, is an ex-Prem player. He does upgrade the team again, though, I suppose, a little bit, doesn't he? Can get him in there over Jack Grealish, which is quite nice. If we can get a right wing, it'd be nice. And a left back, it would also be nice. Fill up some positions there. What do we got? Robert Pires. There's our left wing. Although he's not going to go in over Thierry Henry anyway. But he's the guy, right? Like another ex-Arsenal icon. Quite nice. The rating's good here. I really want a Premier League left back, EA. We've got Joao Cancelo, who is currently... This isn't me just trying to swing it in my favour. He is currently an official Manchester City player. Barcelona do want him back. But much like we did with De Ligt, even though he's got a Barcelona badge on this card, he is a Man City player right now. So we can put him in at left back. It sadly doesn't really help too much, because he's not got great chemistry. We need another icon for that. We have got here João Felix, who is probably going to be a Chelsea player come the end of the season. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, who will pop in at right back over James. We'll pop James on the bench over Fox. This isn't even a 90 rated draft here either. Wow. Next up, we have got Forsberg, Sosa, Raul, Cordoba, and Frimpong. Cordoba is a no. Raul, of course, is a no. So we'll take Cordoba, but we're all Prem on the bench, so he just sits on the reserves anyway. 2 more picks here. Some ex-Prem players. Take Fred. He doesn't get on either. And then the last pick. Got Luis Diaz. Does he have right wing? He doesn't. That's really sad. That's really sad. Wow, I can't remember the last time I saw this Dembele. What a card. Luis Diaz 93. You can pop in there. Takes us up to a 90 rated. I mean, yeah. I would have much preferred to go for just the men, but let's get our best team in here. No, we actually lose Ken with Zinsberger. Fair enough. That's where we're at, guys. That is where we're at. This one is not going to have full chemistry thanks to Joao Cancelo. Unless we get a Portuguese La Liga manager, which we didn't. We're up to 31 chemistry here. There was, I think the second draft, even though we didn't get the chemistry, the second draft was a lot of fun for me because I actually think it was just a massive draft. But our best Premier League draft was only a 1-2-3. That is going to be the end for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.